Hey there, and welcome to this tapping session on tapping to stop comparing yourself to others. Oh my goodness. Do you ever compare yourself to other people on the internet? Strangers, influencers, friends. Sometimes it is just so easy to get caught in that trap of compare and despair. And today we are going to do a tapping session to let go of some of that, to get grounded in our own experience of life so that we can move forward without looking at what everybody else is doing and thinking that we're behind or we're not good enough. So if you're ready for that, you are in the right place. My name is Karen Brzezinski. I'm a transformational money mindset coach, certified pro EFT tapping coach, and founder of theluckysoul.com. If this is your first time tapping with me, welcome. Just follow along and repeat after me. Tap where I'm tapping and then just repeat after me. And let's all start by taking a sip of water. Super important to stay hydrated when we're tapping because we're working with the body's energetic and electrical system, and the body is a conductor of electricity. So the more well hydrated we are, the faster the energy moves. All right, so put your feet on the floor, take a nice deep breath. Just sink into your body and think about that compare and despair, that what is everybody else doing, that comparing yourself to what you're seeing in your feed, when you're scrolling, other influencers, other friends, people you follow, celebrities, whoever it is that you're comparing yourself to. And just let those feelings come up. Let yourself feel them. And notice where in your body you're feeling that. Notice how intense it feels. And we are going to start on the karate chop point. Even though there's all this comparing myself to others and all this compare and despair. And it's keeping me from keeping my eyes on my own page and my own life. And it's keeping me from uh, giving myself credit and seeing how far I've come with the life circumstances that I've been given. And there's a big part of me that doesn't want to let this comparing myself to others go. Maybe because this is just how I do it. This is what's familiar. And this is what I'm used to. This feeling of being behind, or this feeling of not being good enough. And that feels like part of my identity. And if I let this comparing myself to others go, I don't know who I would be. And I want to get to the bottom of this. And I want to love, honor, and acknowledge all of my parts, especially the ones that have been stuck in this comparison cycle for so long. And the ones that have become used to feeling bad when they look at other people's lives and businesses. And the parts of me that feel like they'll never get there, or they're taking too long. I want to send some extra love to those parts. I want to thank them for showing up today and trying to keep me safe in the only way that they know how. Okay, shake out your hands, take a deep breath. All this comparing myself to others, all this scrolling and feeling bad about myself, all these things that other people are doing, all this success that I see other people having, all these beautiful people that I see when I scroll through my feed. They just look so perfect. They look like they have it all together. Perfect lives, perfect houses, perfect business, perfect outfits, perfect websites, perfect families, so much money, so many followers. Why don't I have that? I should be further along. I should have all of that by now. What the fuck is taking me so long? I feel so behind. All of this compare and despair. It makes me feel like shit. And when I feel like shit, I'm not moving faster. I'm not being more productive. I'm not more creative. I'm not uh I'm not more authentic. I'm just afraid. And I want to hide because there's this part of me that just doesn't feel like enough. At least this part feels like it's not enough in comparison to everyone else. Um, all these stories that I'm creating about all these people, when in reality, I don't know what's real for them. I don't know if what they're posting is what's actually true. I don't know. Maybe they're just as afraid and feeling bad about themselves as I am. And they're just posting to get other people to think something that's not true about them so they can feel better about themselves. I don't know what their circumstances were or are that helped them to get to this place that seems to be so successful. Maybe they had a trust fund. Uh, maybe they had lots of connections. Um, maybe they maybe they come from a rich family. Maybe they're in massive debt and they spent tens of thousands of dollars on ads and didn't make any profits, like nothing to take home. But they've now created a story that sounds really good to people online. The truth is, I don't know. Um, most people are telling a version of their story and not the whole truth. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes for people. we don't know every detail about how they got where they are. We don't know who they know or who they knew. We don't know what's real and what's not. It's really hard to tell, especially these days. Um, so I don't even know if what or who I'm comparing myself to is fiction or reality. So in that case, I'm going to shift the focus back to myself and keep my eyes on my own mat, so to speak. Because the only person's life that I have control over is my own. And I'm doing the very best that I can with my given circumstances, with my life, with my bank account, and with everything going on in my life. And that's the best that I can do. And when I take all of that into account and I look at the results that I'm getting, maybe I can say to myself, hey, self, you're actually doing great. You're doing great with the circumstances that you have and the money that you have and the resources and knowledge and skill set that you have. Wow. When I look at myself through that lens, it's a lot easier to give myself a little bit of credit and a little bit of compassion and a little bit of grace. And if every time I open my phone, I'm constantly reminded of the things that I don't have or the places where I'm not yet, then I can hit unfollow or unsubscribe. Because why am I following anyone who makes me feel bad about myself? And if all I'm seeing are suggested for you accounts or ads or things I didn't subscribe to, then I can make a point to not check my damn phone so much and to be a little bit more disciplined and structured with how I spend my time and what I focus on and where I put my energy. Because the more I focus on the things that are within my control, the better I feel about myself, about my life, about my choices, about the world, about my progress, my business, pretty much everything. So I'm letting go of this old pattern of comparing myself to others. It's not serving me, and I choose to let it go now from every cell in my body. Keeping the focus on myself and acknowledging myself for how far I've come and how great I'm doing with where I am, the circumstances that I have, and the tools, energy, and resources that I have access to. Letting go of any remaining resistance to letting go of this comparisonitis from every cell in my body. Okay, shake out your hands, take a deep breath. Tune back into your energy. Notice if anything has shifted or changed. Remember, you don't have access to anybody else's life, right? Nobody knows what's going on behind the curtains of anyone else's life. So take it all with a grain of salt when you are scrolling through your socials and making an assumption about where other people are or how they got there, or anything like that. Thanks so much for joining me for this tapping session. Be sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next time.